For want of peace and quiet, my daughter has left the house and I have started taking my son with me.
Bilal now supports his family by begging. His younger son Farouk accompanies him while he begs. Bilal's loyalties are divided between his two families.
If a mother dies, what happens to her new baby? What happens to her siblings? What happens to the community on whom some, charge would be levied? What happens to the husband? How does he proceed with his life? Who looks after the children? Now, the richer people may be able to afford better health care and maybe somebody to take care of the children. But the poor people, they just get into worst poverty and it becomes a vicious circle.
The death of Bilal's first wife, Majuda, has had a profound effect on his children. Bilal's 13-year-old daughter is now a housemaid and seldom returns home. His 15-year-old son, Masood, collects scrap and works full-time. With their education cut short, their chances for the future remain bleak.
Maternal mortality, just imagine, if our mothers died at birth, what would have our lives been? A nation cannot progress with mothers dying in large numbers. 99% of maternal deaths take place in developing countries, and most of them are preventable.
A few kilometers down the road, in the heart of the city, is the Dhaka Medical Hospital, one of the best hospitals in Bangladesh. Because 90% of births traditionally happen at home, the Bangladeshi women who do end up here are emergency cases rushed into the obstetric ward when things go wrong. Often, though, it's too late. 1 in 6 maternal deaths are caused by eclampsia. Eclampsia, or fits, is caused by high blood pressure, but is easily preventable if detected early. With the majority of Bangladeshi births taking place at home, by the time women are brought to the eclampsia unit here, most lose their babies, many die, and others suffer permanent brain damage or paralysis. While maternal mortality is a key development indicator in poor countries, maternal morbidities, the disabilities that result from birth complications, are often overlooked. A recent WHO report shows that more than 50 million women worldwide suffer from poor reproductive health and maternal morbidities. In Bangladesh alone, the UN Population Fund estimates 6 million women suffer from maternal morbidities, such as fistula.
For one woman who dies, 16 much more women suffer from many disabilities, like obstetric fistula, that means hole in the bladder and rectum. There may be prolapse of the uterus descends and hang outside. There may be chronic pelvic pains. The women suffer from pain, they cannot walk properly. They cannot stay with the husband because they have difficult intercourse, and sometimes that leads to family breakdown even. And many maternal, due to infections, the women becomes infertile.
Dr. Saiba Akhtar has done more than 250 operations on women with obstetric fistula. Today is 22-year-old Manira's first operation.
When I talk about the maternal morbidity is not a physical or medical problems only, but it has a lots of social impact. It has impacts on psychological and social health of the human. When a woman have maternal morbidities, she cannot continue the proper family lives. She became the outcast of the family.
One such outcast is 22-year-old Reena. Over the past 8 years, she and her 4-year-old daughter have become familiar figures at the Dhaka Medical Hospital. Reena was married when she was 13. By the age of 14, Reena was pregnant and had an obstructed delivery which ruptured her vagina. Her first baby died. Reena developed fistula and lost control of her bowel and bladder movements. She's already had 6 operations but is still not cured. Like many young girls whose pelvic bones are underdeveloped, obstructed delivery left Reena damaged.
My husband's family were very unkind to me. They said things like, "What use is this wife? She can't make a family. She can't do anything. What good is she to us?" But it was only my husband's family that was like this.
After her obstetric fistula, Reena had 2 more children, but her husband disowned her. Now, whenever she's not at the hospital in Dhaka, she lives with her mother in a village in Naushindi district, 3 hours from Dhaka.
Childhood was the best time for me. Before I was married, I was happy. Since I got married, it's all been downhill.